It's super important to me that you guys can use this channel as a learning resource instead of one that covers materials in a quick, cursory way. Because of this, I've added timestamps to the video description to allow you to jump to the demonstration of the lines being played slowly. We'll start each section with a playing of the line once slow and once at performance tempo, which will then be followed by analysis. Alright, so this example and all of the following are in an E minor 7 or E Dorian context. So when they're in the improvisation section, they're basically jamming on E minor 7. That's an oversimplification, but for the sake of this video and for being able to use this line in other standards, etc., let's just think that way, okay? So Chick starts out this line with a B minor 7th chord with the B minor 7 root note repeated on the top. E minor 7 is the 2 chord in the key of D major, and B minor 7 in this case is the 6th chord. So essentially what Chick is doing here is opting to use the colors found on the minor chord a fifth up from the minor chord that he's playing in. What playing B minor 7 over E minor 7 does is expose the 5th, 7th, 9th, and 11th relative to E minor. He uses the top note B from the B minor 1, 3, 5, 7 arpeggio as a point of propulsion up a fourth to E. From E, he descends in a B minor pentatonic to reveal an A major triad. The phrase shifts to step descending, ascending thirds from the 6th and 5th. When Chick reaches the 4th, which is A, he sets up an approach to the 9 and concludes the line with an outline of 3, 9, 7, and 5. This is an extremely interesting line and a major reason why I wanted to transcribe these passages. I feel like this is the apex of modern jazz piano with this kind of out textural sound. Whereas the previous line remained relatively confined to the key area, Chick sets up some very interesting dissonance arcs here that find their way back to the key. Now, Chick obviously is one of the greatest piano players of all time, and because of that, I believe it's possible that he simply heard these dissonances extemporaneously in his mind. I say this because the dissonant passages do not seem to contain a convenient or easily determined dissonance formula. Chick starts out with an outline of the 5, 7, 3rd, and 9 of E minor 7, but then immediately bends the harmony to two of the most dissonant tones relative to the key of D major, which are B flat and C. Notice the jump from B flat to C and how this forms an interval of a minor 7th. Chick is hearing these dissonances and translating them into simple interval constructions. From C, Chick goes up to E flat, another dissonant tone relative to the key of D major, where it would be a flat 9 relative to the major 1. From there, he goes up to the relatively consonant A natural before descending to A flat, a fourth down to E flat, and then chromatically down to B natural. It's at this point from B natural that Chick goes up a major third to E flat, down to B flat, and then down to F. This construction of F, B flat, and E flat, spelled from the bottom up, is of course a chordal triad, which is a triad built in perfect fourths. The interval of the perfect fourth and its inversion to perfect fifth, along with the minor second and its inversion to major seventh, are the only two interval classes, actually, that can traverse the entire 12-tone system of the circle of fifths. Because chordal structures have this full traversal potential, they are often utilized in dissonant passages and in classical 12-tone music, like Boulez's notations. When the chordal structure is used in this context, it creates a metastability via the auditory recognition of the chordal triad, even though its usage is outside of the key that Chick is playing in entirely. So after a brief rest, Chick begins a new iteration of the F note that sets off in a familiar-looking F minor blues scale to set up an enclosure of D flat, the 6 of E minor 7. After a second iteration of E flat chromatically down to B, we are squarely back in E minor territory, with a final outline of the 3, 1, 7, and 5 occurring. It's interesting to take note of the deception here, where we have this hyperconsonant E minor sound proceeding from a passage that was practically atonal before it. So what Chick did effectively in the dissonance arc was move to higher entities in the overtone spectrum. When this is done, it creates a feeling of weightlessness that he then returns to something telluric, earthy, and bluesy at the end of the phrase. So as a player, for me, the sensation is the music going up to the brain and the sounds being registered there, and then towards the end of the phrase, it moving back down to my stomach. There's quite a bit of mystical implications to this, which I won't get into right now, so please subscribe for more on that later. On line 3, we start with B minor 7 material again, but this time with a passing note of an A flat between A natural and B. Chick starts the line out with the B minor arpeggio that includes this passing tone, then targets D natural. From D, we have a series of leaps followed by chromatic phrases that descend more or less along lines of the pentatonic scale, with each starting note being a member. Chick carefully picks non-diatonic tones, such as F, while he descends in this rhythmically isomorphic pattern. It's from here that Chick concludes the phrase with yet another outline, this time 3, 9, 7, 5, ending in an iterated fat 11th. Please note that this video covered the notes and harmonic concepts of these lines and not the rhythmic placement in the bar. Many of these lines start on pickup notes, so if you're playing a line and it doesn't sound right, that probably means that you need to change its starting position in the bar. You can consult the original recording of Chick playing the line and even play alongside him slowed down in order to get a feel for the rhythmic placement. Thanks for watching. Please throw me a like and subscribe if you found this useful. Soon I'll be covering some of the more esoteric playing of Bill Evans from the Vanguard sessions, so you don't want to miss that. Please check out my music on this channel and consider purchasing an album through frankdamber.com if you'd like to show further support. Take care and happy practicing.